This is a Thanksgiving movie. During a holiday sale, several people are trampled to death. The movie action starts on Thanksgiving. The sheriff knocks on the door, but not about official duties. He came to visit. He is greeted by his friend Meech and his wife Amanda. Jessica, her stepmother Kathleen, and her father are also gathered around the table. Ride, the owner of the Right Mart supermarket. Each cuts up a traditional turkey but doesn't have time to eat. Time to go to work. He works as a salesman at Ride Mart, where the owner is preparing to launch the Black Friday sale on the advice of his wife Kathleen. Crowds of bargain-hungry shoppers who haven't watched the themed episodes of South Park are already jostling outside. Jessica cuddles up with her boyfriend Bobby, a local baseball star known for his phenomenal golden hand pitch. Friends and football players come for them. Evan and Iscuba with their girlfriends Gabby and Julia. Evan brags about his fight with the guys from Hanover High School, a scene that Gabby didn't film for YouTube. In the fight, they smash the guy's phone instead of his face, so the gang heads to the supermarket for a new one. Bobby lags, taking selfies with fans. Jessica meets up with Ryan, a guy who's really into her. Sensing the threat of an alpha male, the baseball player catches up with her and carries her away from the rival. Using her family connections, Jessica lets her friends through the back entrance of the shop, which seriously annoys the other shoppers, including the jock from Hanover. The sheriff and Amanda arrive at the store to pay Mitch a visit. They're confronted by an aggressive crowd who are pissed off because the popular kids are already inside. The sheriff placates the crowd using a megaphone, but a bully grabs it and shouts that the shop is open. The mob rushes the doors, knocking down the fencing and a cop. One of the security guards makes a break for safety. Amanda instructs the other guard to open the door. While he's fumbling with the keys, the crowd starts to... The glass door can't take the pressure and collapses on the security guard. Dozens of people rush inside, not noticing how they are trampling on a living person. One visitor in a stampede cuts his neck with a protruding shard of glass. Evan climbs onto the counter, filming the madness on his phone. Someone pushes the Amanda and it falls to the floor, dropping the casserole. Another customer slips on the e-liquid. People are raking boxes, not hesitating to fight each other. In the unfolding stampede, more and more people are injured. Scuba protects the fallen Julia. Bobby tries. Help the wounded guard, but for some reason he does it in half 100, for which he is paid. His arm is broken. Amanda, she is less lucky. 2 carts crash into her head at once. Their owners push, winding their hair around a wheel, a piece of scalp torn from a skull. In the midst of a fighting crowd, a sword finds a wife in a pool of blood. Next, Sheriff appears, counting the wounded. He grabs a gun and shoots at the ceiling. The story is postponed for a year. Go ahead. The tragedy in Ride has gone viral on YouTube, but he was never imprisoned. The store is planning another holiday sale, which not everyone is pleased about. Meech, who quit, is blaming Wright for what happened, accusing him of skimping on security, hiring only 2 people. At the diner, the sheriff tells the new deputy that on the holiday, townsfolk dress as pilgrims and wear masks of the state's first governor, John Carver. At the fair, Jessica's stepmother reminds her it is time to film her father's traditional ad. However, Carver's home where they usually do this was attacked. Ryan is getting ready to meet up with Jessica. Bobby left after the incident, and now he's her date. A girl hangs out with friends at a cafe, where a classmate sells party tickets for local con artist Huckster McCarty. Thinks she sees Bobby, but he leaves. The group receives a message from a fake John Carver account, a picture of a party table with all of them tagged in it. Having fun, they have no idea that a mysterious stranger in a bunker is watching a video of the tragedy on YouTube, sharpening a weapon. In the evening, when the eatery closes, a waitress who participated in a festive stampede is attacked by an unknown in a John Carver costume. Knocking the woman into the sink, the attacker forces her against the open door of the freezer, making her tear off her clothes to escape. Dodging an axe blow, a woman in the staff room tries to unlock her phone, but facial recognition fails. She runs out to the parking lot and sees a stranger behind the wheel of a car. He chases her to the trash can. Trying to hide inside, the woman is hit by the lid, which cuts her in half. By morning, her lower half is found on the Ride March logo next to a half-off banner. At school, the kids receive a new message from John Carver. Lines with their names appear on the table. Despite the incident, Ride doesn't intend to cancel the sale, which Jessica tells her worried friends. As they leave school, Makari drives up and offers to stock up on weapons for self-defense. Suddenly, the turkeys will revolt. The sheriff asks Jessica for help. They know that the victim was captured on video and want to pinpoint the other individuals in the frame to avert a possible assassination. The situation is exacerbated by the fact that the CCTV footage from the store has mysteriously disappeared on that ill-fated night. So, now everything depends on witness testimonies. Near the police station, Bobby awaits the girl, acknowledges that he arrived in the morning and proposes a stroll. Guy apologizes for severing contact, but explains he was going through a tough time. His career took a hit because of an injury. Jessica reveals to him that her father had a copy of the video recordings from the store's cameras on his computer. He wants to scrutinize them to assist the sheriff. Their conversation is cut short by the sudden appearance of Ryan. In the evening, the timorous guard is packing up to leave town, but his passport inexplicably goes missing, and a mask materializes instead. Grasping that he's not alone in the flat, the guard grabs a baseball bat, threatening the intruder. As he sneaks towards the exit, he's stabbed in the abdomen with a stun knife, after which the murderer loops a rope around his neck and with a swift motion decapitates him. Stowing her away in his bag, he was ready to leave, but suddenly realized he needed to be more humane. So, kindly and carefully, he fed the cat. In the morning, the youths received a disturbing message: the severed head of a security guard on the festival table. Jessica watches the video on her father's computer, making the necessary printouts which she shows to Sheriff Bobby. They recognize many people in the video and begin to suspect Ryan. He claims not to know any of the victims, but did acknowledge the trampled security guard. After school, Jessica and her friends discuss this fact. They start to suspect that could be a murderer, despite his harmless appearance. Another suspect is Bobby. The murders began when he returned to the city with Meech in third place, having recently lost his wife, and suggests hunting them all down one by one, but the girls quickly dissuade him. Story shifts to Hanover School, where the bully athlete pushes his teammate to work out harder. The cheerleader catches his attention, seductively luring him deeper into the building with clearly indecent intentions. A girl performing impressive stretches on a trampoline in the gym. Gradually undressing while doing backflips, she doesn't notice the killer swiftly snapping the guy's neck. Then he punctures the trampoline from below, causing the cheerleader, due to inertia, to repeatedly impale herself on the sharp blade before not being able to endure any longer. The sheriff announces to the footballers that their match with Hanover is cancelled for safety reasons. He advises the young people not to walk alone. Evan goes to change together with Gabby while Jessica waits for them. John Carver launches an assault on them around the corner. Jessica receives a message to go to the changing room, but on her way there she hears the beeping of a signal from the trash bin. Gabby's phone is on the bottom. Picking up the device, the girl spots the killer in the reflection and dodges the attack. Having escaped, she hides in the theater department's wardrobe, camouflaging herself among the mannequins with wigs. While Carver is distracted, she reaches for scissors but drops a can of hairspray. Turning around at the noise, the killer gets nail polish in the face, and the victim escapes. After the sheriff's interrogation, Bobby and Ryan appear at the same time. The guys quarrel on the basis of jealousy and almost fight. Jessica lashes out at both of them. Father Yuli arrives next. A simple Russian authority picks up his daughter to take her to Florida, away from the maniac. Skula and Jessica go to MacArthur to get a gun. He offers a Magnum and a gilded deserter, but the choice falls on a less pretentious and inconspicuous barrel. On the way back, they call Yulia, who packs her things. A police father sent by the sheriff is on duty downstairs. Unbeknownst to her, Carver has already broken into the house and knocked out the man. Cop and father with darts with sleeping pills. While on a video call, the friends see how the killer attacked Yulia by sticking small wooden sticks in her ears. The maniac continues the broadcast by showing Scooby and Jessica a captive friend. Youngsters drive up to Julia's house where repairs are underway. Scooby threatens Carver with a gun, but he hides behind a hostage and shows a broadcast with prisoners Evan and Gabby. When it turns out that the inexperienced football player did not remove the safety, Pilgrim pushes Julia towards the working circular saw and she runs away, leaving her friends with the body of her friend that she almost cut in half. After discussing the situation, the police decide to set up an ambush at the holiday parade. Before starting, Macquarie gives Jessica her father's lucky ring for good luck. Soon, a grand procession down the main street begins. Sitting on the platform of the first settlers from the Mayflower, Jessica looks at all the people in Carver costumes. Parade is suddenly interrupted by protesters against the sale at Raymart. They are chased away by the cops, and the parade resumes. Suddenly, leading the turkey, a man dressed as a clown comes out, chops off its head with a precise axe strike, and panic begins, underscored by the sudden appearance of smoke grenades. The platform with settlers knocks down Uncle Sam on stilts. The cops hide the bait in the car to get him, but the clown puts the deputy sheriff to sleep with a dart. He throws a stun grenade into the cabin and after disorienting the passengers, puts them to sleep with darts and steals the wheelbarrow like some CJ from Grove Street. She comes to on the table. Carver slathers her in butter like a turkey. When he goes off to check the oven, the woman escapes, causing the killers to stalk the rooms with pitchforks. Kathleen, like a champion at blending in, sneaks to the staircase and goes up to the first floor. She tries to pry the planks off the boarded-up window with a fridge-handle crowbar, uncovering a bloody but still alive cheerleader inside. Hearing footsteps, Kathleen grabs a bottle from the fridge and hides. Carver sees the bloody footprints but doesn't go into the next room, where a woman is hiding with a bottle ready. Instead, he stabs his pitchfork at the wall randomly. Realizing her ambush has failed, Kathleen bolts for the corridor, and from there to the exit, but a skillfully thrown pitchfork puts a damper on her spirits. In the next scene, she's in the oven, crisping to perfection. Police catch the first glimpse of the stream starting in an industrial area. Heading there, they suspect the maniac's hideout is in the underground tunnels, where they head with SWAT. But the search leads to a phone pointed at the laptop screen. The killer deceives them. Others captives awaken at a celebratory table beside the corpses of past victims. Using voice modulation, the killer offers to celebrate by roasting Kathleen instead of a turkey. After filling a glass with the cheerleader's blood, the maniac offers Evan to record a new viral video for which he breaks the guy's skull with a meat hammer. Carver accuses the crowd of provoking a stampede in the store by skipping the line. He cuts a piece from Kathleen, offers her husband to eat it, while Jessica uses McCarty's ring to cut the bonds and gives the ring to Scuba. When he's free, they push the maniac away and escape. Eva gives chase with an axe and injures him on the way out of the cube while Jessica escapes. Girl runs toward the city, bumping into an unconscious and bloody sheriff on the way, grabs a gun and follows him. Bobby is hiding behind the mask. Next, the sheriff appears, taking the gun and pursues the criminal. The girl hears a gunshot, after which the police arrive at the building. The cops put Bobby on the wanted list, and the captives are sent to the hospital. The sheriff offers to give Jessica a ride, but she asks for time to recover. She pulls Ripe Eye out of her pants when she notices the exact same one on the sheriff's pants. Jessica realizes he's been chasing her through the bush, and the man realizes she figured it out. Closing the door, he explains that he's up for revenge. Amanda, Meech's wife, wanted to go to him. She was pregnant with his child, provoked by the antics of her friends. A deadly stampede only. His family. Sheriff prepares a syringe with an injection to kill her, but the girl interrupts him with the traditional gratitude. With the help of a smartphone found as evidence, she broadcasts his confession. Sheriff lunges at her but is knocked over by a well-placed hammer. Bobby rushes to the rescue. The young people flee the warehouse, where Jessica turns on the gas, inflating a figure, after which they jump in a pickup and try to drive off. The sheriff manages to fasten the cable tied to the car to a pole, but the girl doesn't panic. She prepares. She loads a vintage musket with gunpowder and her own bracelet to shoot the inflatable figure. The gas explodes from the shot, breaking the cable and setting the maniac policeman on fire. Fighters arriving at the scene find no trace of the body, just ashes. Police are sure that the ex-chief couldn't have survived such an explosion, at least not until the sequel is out. After the ordeal, Jessica stays with Ryan, but at night she has nightmares as if the sheriff engulfed in flames is hiding in a closet. It's just a scary dream which, just like the movie, ends with waking up.